Picture this, it's 1980 and notorious career criminals Gerald Clemente, whom we call Jerry, and Thomas Doherty, aka Tommy, along with their co-worker Joseph Banks, aka Joey, are hatching a plan, initially considering robbing a television store. Jerry realizes their skills are top-notch, aiming for more significant rewards, the Depositors Trust Bank in Medford, Massachusetts. But to pull off the perfect heist, they needed a crew, an inside man, a safe cracker, an alarm expert, and a distraction. Lucky for them, finding professional lawbreakers willing to join their cause wasn't too challenging. You see, their day jobs were not just any jobs. Tommy, Jerry, and Joey were corrupt cops, the brains behind the operation. Captain Gerald Clemente and Sergeant Joseph Banks, both from the Metropolitan Police Department, and Lieutenant Thomas Doherty of the Medford Police Department, were not your typical officers. Reports and books reveal they weren't just involved in bank heists. They were thieves who took whatever they could get their hands on. Allegedly, Jerry even used his ill-gotten gains to lavish gifts upon his wife. Taking corruption to another level, these men weren't satisfied with just heists. They wielded power in ways unimaginable, selling the answers to promotion tests within the police force. It wasn't just about stealing money. It was about controlling who climbed the ranks, ensuring they had influence over the very individuals who might one day investigate them. Envelopes exchanged in the shadows, secrets traded for a price. Allegedly, Jerry, the cunning mastermind, furnished his home with the spoils of this illicit trade, showering his wife with expensive gifts that only fueled their greed. The web of corruption tightened as these men pulled strings behind the scenes. They weren't just criminals in uniform. They were puppeteers manipulating the very fabric of justice. And as they set the stage for their grand heist, the lines between law enforcement and law-breaking blurred into a dangerous dance of deception. As the shadows deepened in the secrecy of Joey Banks' basement, the six conspirators gathered to unravel the intricate details of their audacious plan. Their target, the safe within the vault of the Depositors Trust Bank, a fortress housing 1,000 safe deposit boxes. But the real jackpot lay beyond a steel time-locked door. To access it, they need to navigate a web of challenges, each more daunting than the last. Bucky Barrett, the alarm expert, took the lead. He had to build a device capable of blocking the silent alarm signal. However, this was no straightforward task. Each wire had to be tested individually, demanding precision and patience. The countdown to the heist began, a meticulous process that spanned 2 months. Meanwhile, Jerry and Tommy undertook the crucial task of reconnaissance. Jerry, mastering the nocturnal rhythms of the city, observed the streets at night. Tommy, during daylight hours, visited his double-key locked safe deposit box to decipher the dimensions of the impenetrable vault. Glass windows posed a problem, making a direct entry into the vault too conspicuous. Jerry proposed an ingenious solution. Entering through the connected shop next door, a simple lockpick would grant them access to the attic. Once in the attic, sledgehammers will shatter the dividing concrete wall into the crawl space of the vault. Now they faced the formidable obstacle of 18 inches of steel-reinforced concrete, carbide drill bits, blow torches, elbow grease, and a dash of dynamite, the arsenal they needed to breach the impenetrable fortress. A distraction was essential, and it came in the form of Memorial Day weekend festivities, parades, and a carnival that extended deep into the night. The plan unfolded seamlessly. Bucky's device silenced the alarm. Jerry skillfully picked the lock, and dynamite tore through reinforced concrete. Sandbags muffled the explosions. The carnival's commotion added an extra layer of cover. Blow torches cut through steel, and Tommy stood guard outside. By 3 a.m., they stood within the vault. Bucky started working on the safe, but the unexpected awaited. It took over 15 minutes to crack a single safe deposit box, and with 1,000 of them, time was against them. Their hopes of millions faded. As Bucky finally broke through, the grim reality hit them. The bank, just before the weekend, had emptied the safe, leaving only 60 grand in their hands. Disappointed and angered, the men convened in Joey's basement, determined not to leave empty-handed. They hatched a new plan: break into the safe deposit boxes over the next 2 days. Over the weekend, they refined their approach, and with newfound efficiency, they plundered every box. The take was 10 million in cash and a staggering 5 million in jewelry, making it the largest bank theft in England history. The men, now satisfied, returned to Joey's basement. Jewelry, however, posed a challenge due to its traceability. Apart from a watch Kenny claimed, the rest went to Joey and Bucky for safekeeping. With the loot in hand, the man divided the $10 million, jewels, gold, and diamonds. Jerry, offering a piece of advice, urged them to stay out of trouble for 6 years. 3 of them were still cops after all. Yet, a lingering rumor haunted their success. Whispers circulated that some of the money in those safe deposit boxes belonged to the mob. Mere gossip, or was there more to the story? As dawn broke on May 27, 1980, the Depositors Trust Bank unveiled an unsettling sight: an empty vault, a silent testament to the success of the Memorial Day Heist. Little did the perpetrators know that the shadows were about to betray them. The FBI swiftly took charge of the investigation, with Sergeant Thomas Doherty, aka Tommy, acting as the liaison. The corrupt cops' alliance held, confident that as long as they kept their noses clean, they had nothing to fear. Despite the suspicious falling on Jerry, his well-known corruption made him an obvious target. Still, with his mistress supporting his excuse and a knowledge of the system, he felt secure. The crew, however, couldn't resist the allure of their ill-gotten gains. The crew descended into a spiral of excess. Joey turned to drug dealing, while Tommy and Jerry reveled in flashy lifestyles and frequent trips to Las Vegas. However, not everyone indulged. Kenny and Bucky kept a low profile. In 1984, the hedonistic pursuits led to paranoia. Tommy and Joey, gripped by suspicion, questioned each other's loyalty. A violent confrontation unfolded, leaving Joey shot but alive. The police arrived, discovering jewelry linked to the heist. Facing attempted murder charges, Joey turned witness, striking a deal for immunity. His testimony implicated Tommy, setting the stage for the crew's downfall. Jerry, confident in the face of adversity, dismissed the threat. Jerry overlooked a crucial detail: his ex-mistress. Privy to his secretive endeavors, under questioning, she divulged enough to cast doubt on Jerry's innocence. Combined with Joey's testimony, the case gained momentum. The arrests followed. Jerry, Tommy, Kenny, and Francis were apprehended, while Kenny's watch linked him to the crime. Becky remained missing. Joey, granted immunity, entered witness protection. The rumors of mob involvement proved true. Bucky, allegedly kidnapped by FBI informant Whitey Bulger, suffered torture and death. The stolen money and jewelry reclaimed. The once formidable crew now languished in jail. The ill-fated journey that began with greed and corruption culminated in betrayal, violence, and a tragic demise. The Memorial Day Heist of 1980, a story etched in the dark annals of New England's criminal history. As the curtain descends on the gripping saga of the Memorial Day Heist of 1980, we are left to ponder the audacious exploits of those who wore the badge of law by day and the cloak of criminals by night. What began as a tale of corrupt cops exploiting their privileged positions for personal gain transformed into a high-stakes heist that defined belief. In a bold maneuver, the cunning trio of Jerry, Tommy, and Joey harnessed their law enforcement roles to orchestrate a bank robbery that played out like a detailed crafted screenplay. Leveraging their inside knowledge, they targeted not just any vault, but the very heartbeat of financial security, the Depositors Trust Bank in Medford, Massachusetts. The crew, armed with skills honed in the shadows of corruption, enlisted a team of professionals to execute their grand plan. Their elaborate strategy involved bypassing alarms, penetrating reinforced concrete, and overcoming the challenges of a steel time-locked door. Each move was calculated, each step exploiting the very advantages their position in law enforcement afforded them. As the vault's door swung open, however, their triumph turned to a twist of fate. The riches they anticipated were merry remnants, a merry fraction of what they had hoped for. The illusion of an invincible plan shattered, leaving the criminals to face the stark reality of their actions. In the aftermath, the once confident crew found themselves entangled in a web of paranoia, drug-fueled excess, and ultimately their own downfall. The shadows of their past crimes clung to them, leading to a dramatic confrontation that laid bare the fractures in their once unbreakable alliance. As we look back on this amazing story, the Memorial Day Heist shows how far some people will go to take advantage of their positions, even if they wear a badge. The surprising success of these corrupt cops turned masterminds is a chilling reminder that reality can be more bizarre than fiction, and the boundary between law and lawlessness can become unclear when chasing unlawfully gained rewards.